Okay, what we're looking at here are folks coming and going from Alexanderplatz. This is the railway station, subway station, transportation facility. You've got streetcars outside, buses, trains, regional trains. You can go anywhere in Germany, if not Europe, from this location. It's absolutely amazing. And over top of the roof, we're looking out over a little bit of the city of Berlin, and that is the City Hall. And that was used by the East Germans as their city hall for East Berlin during the years that the Berlin Wall was up, right after the war. And then when reunification happened, the city of Berlin unified as one, and now that is today's City Hall with the flag on top, the Berlin flag. Here is the 110-story tall TV tower in formerly East Berlin that the East Germans built in 1965. I really tried with my camera to focus in on the tip, and it's hard to capture because it's so far up there, but eventually my camera eventually got it. I can finally focus in on it. That's way, way up there, and you can see all of this technical equipment here, all these satellite relays and for cell phones and televisions and radio signals. It's an amazing, complex piece of technology. The round ball there, that is the observation deck, and of course it has an elevator to take you up and down. Now, all around this area, there are churches and buildings from every time frame you can imagine. We're talking about buildings from the 1600s, from the 60s, the 20s, the modern day. Berlin is a hodgepodge of architecture. Just no end to it. Forgive my shaky filming here, but I'm trying to catch the top of some of these church spires, and it's an amazing thing to see when you're there in person. Beautiful city to visit. You just can't go wrong going to Berlin. They speak English everywhere. There are English signs everywhere. These rectangular buildings that you see here are from the East German days, from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. These were prefab buildings that were designed to house East Germans. They desperately needed housing to attract people to come to East Germany and East Berlin in particular. Here we have the Spree River. And we're looking down here towards Treptower Park and this old bridge used to be part of East Berlin. 700-year-old bridge. There's the Alliance Insurance building, part of the Treptower office complex. It's a 410-foot tall building, 31 floors about. And condos are beginning to be built along the side of these canals, these rivers. Office complexes, cranes. You'll see cranes everywhere in Berlin. It's still under construction because of the reunification. There's the TV tower, and looking the other direction. Looking back at the churches, there are shopping malls all around there. Very people friendly, pedestrian friendly, bike friendly. Rent a bike and tour the city. You're going to love it. You'll be able to experience the feel of neighborhoods rather than being in a car or just in the subway all the time. You'll do a lot of walking too, don't worry about that. One more thing down the river here, I'm going to zoom in here shortly. There's a tour boat. There are tons of these. There have to be 50 of these in the city. They're quite large in some cases. They'll hold up to 250 people at a time. The top deck is for viewing. The bottom deck has the restaurant, the bar, the bathrooms. Comfortable. You can go for 1 hour, 2 hours. Fantastic fantastic experience. You really get a great view of the city. By the way, the tour guides on top of those ferries, they speak English as well as German. They'll tell you what's going on, and they're happy to answer questions. You really can learn a lot about the city from those guys. This here is, I think, a college. I just stopped my bike and had to take a shot with my camera of the beautiful colors of these leaves. We're looking here at the end of September, early October for timing. It's just gorgeous. Great time of year to go to Berlin because you're out of the high season. It's not 95, 100 degrees anymore. It's a comfortable 65, 75 degrees during the daytime. And you can go for a nice long walk and see these magical colors. and experience the city in a quieter setting. Very bike friendly, as I was saying. This is basically a laneway for vehicles. Took another shot of that building. The colors at the end of the day there with the sun shining in on those, I think, stained glass windows and so on. Just amazing. That red brick just stood out. Really caught my eye. But here on the sidewalk, you'll notice here are bike lanes. So you have pedestrian to walk, you have bicycles to ride, parks everywhere. Great experience. Go to Berlin. You'll love it.